Dear students, welcome to Doctor's Academy for Taxation and Accounting. Today in this class, let us discuss the taxability and computation of agricultural income. According to section 10(1) of the Income Tax Act, agricultural income is an exempted income. But while computing the income, agricultural income, we have to follow certain rules, certain principles. So first of all, if any rent or revenue received from land which is situated in India and used for agriculture purpose to be computed according to the norm as we compute the income from other sources. So it is just like, or it is to be treated in the way in which we compute income from other sources for computation of rent received from agricultural land. Similarly, any rent received from the farmhouse which is situated in the agricultural land or on the immediate vicinity of the agricultural land, it to be the income to be calculated the way in which we calculate income from house property. Thirdly, if any other agricultural income takes place, so that to be calculated the way in which we calculate the income from business or profession. So my dear friends, three important points to be considered. One is for computation of agricultural income. If any rent or revenue received from land which is situated in India and used for agriculture purpose to be computed the way in which we compute income from other sources. And any rent received from the farmhouse to be computed according to the norm which we adopt for computation of income from house property. And any other income from the agricultural land is to be computed as per the norm which we compute from the income from business or profession. And any sum paid or payable as tax to the land revenue department that can be deducted from the agricultural income. And loss from one agricultural operation can be set off against the income from another agricultural operation. And the carry forward of agricultural loss. And even after setting off these loss with other agricultural income, even after that there is loss, it can be carry forwarded and set off in the subsequent 8 years. And any loss of share from an association of person which is devoted or carrying on agricultural activity cannot be set off against the income from agricultural operation, the personal income. And the income, agricultural income, to be rounded off to be the nearest 10 rupee. These are the basic things to be followed for computation of agricultural income. As I told you, according to section 10(1), agricultural income is an exempted income. But this agricultural income will be considered for aggregation provision. What is aggregation provision? Aggregation provision is the provision under which the non-agricultural income will be enhanced to the higher tax rate. For example, suppose an assessee, an individual who is liable to pay tax at the rate of 5%, 20% and 30%, suppose his age is less than 60. And he is having agricultural income and non-agricultural income, both will be added, and the non-agricultural income will be taxed at a higher slab rate, that is not 5% slab rate but 20% or at 30% as the case may be. Let us discuss that with an example. Suppose the assessee is having non-agricultural income of 4,50,000 and agricultural income of 1,50,000. According to section 10(1), the assessee is exempted from paying tax for agricultural income. But since his income, non-agricultural income is 4,50,000 and agricultural income is 1,50,000, he will be liable to pay tax at a higher rate. Assume that this assessee's age is less than 60 and he is an individual. So let us calculate the tax liability for this income. Up to 2.5 income, nil tax to be paid. 2.5 to 4.5 lakh, that is the 2 lakh multiplied with the 5%, 10,000. So excluding the cess, we may think that his tax liability is 10,000 plus cess of 4% of 10,000, it is 10,400 tax liability. But my dear friends, that is not correct. We have to aggregate the agricultural income along with the non-agricultural income for computation of tax liability for non-agricultural income. Let us practice that. So the total income when agricultural income is added, it is 4.5 plus 1.5 equals 6 lakhs rupees. So what will be the tax liability for 6 lakh rupee? Let us see. Up to 2.5 lakh income, tax liability is nil. 2.5 to 5 lakh, that is that 2.5 lakh into 5% is equal to 12,500. Then the balance is 1 lakh rupee at the rate of 20% is equal to 20,000. So when we added agricultural income and a non-agricultural income, the tax liability is 32,500 without cess. So here one argument is non-agricultural income only would be taxed and agricultural income should not be taxed according to section 10(1). That is true. In this value 32,500, the amount of tax which is for agricultural income also included. The assessee is not liable to pay for that. So we have to compute the tax liability for agricultural income along with the exemption limit. The exemption limit is 2,50,000 for this assessee and the agricultural income is 1,50,000. So that income is 4 lakh. So let us work out the tax liability for 4 lakh rupee. So up to 2.5 income, nil tax to be paid, and 2.5 to 4 lakh, that is that 1,50,000 at the rate of 5% is equal to 7,500 will be the tax. So let us take this value as value B. So as we said, in this 32,500, a tax liability for the agricultural income also included. Now we are going to deduct that value, the tax liability for agricultural income. Here the tax liability for agricultural income is 7,500. Now, so what is the tax liability? The actual tax liability is equal to A minus B. A minus B. A is equal to 32,500 minus the exemption, minus the tax for agricultural income plus exemption limit for two things. So the balance is equal to 25,000. And since the income not attracting for surcharge, so surcharge will not come. Surcharge is equal to nil, but cess will come. Cess at the rate of 4% equals 1,000 rupees. 4% of this value. So that is equal to 1,000 rupees. So that the tax liability for this assessee is not 10,400, but it will be 26,000 tax liability. So what have we done here is, we have added agricultural income along with the non-agricultural income for enhancing the tax slab for non-agricultural income into the higher slab. See, here the assessee was liable to pay at the rate of 5%, but here when this is included, he has enhanced it to 20% tax slab. And my dear friends, this provision is applicable only for assessee who is having different tax slab. Say for example, 5%, 20%, 30%, like that. Suppose it is the case of a firm or a company, they are liable to pay 25% or 30% flat rate. This aggregation of agricultural income provision does not apply in their case. Hope this concept is clear. Please watch my videos and leave your comments in the comment box, and also please watch the previous videos for a clear understanding. If you have any doubt, please give your doubts in the comment box. Thank you very much.